recent story has emerged, and I wasn't really made aware of it until recently. You guys know that I'm not really too good at keeping up with current events. I know this is something that I probably should get better at. But according to reports, let's just go. You know what? Let me just go ahead and pull up the video from the quartering. Let's just go ahead and pull up the video from the quartering, and we'll go from there. So without further ado, apparently, oh, wait a minute. Hang on a second. Let me restart the, sorry about that, guys. There's my stream deck. I got to restart the capture. There we are. So apparently, I'm hearing, and I don't really know much about this, but apparently the Anthony family has gone through the $500,000+ that has been donated to them via Give, Send, Go. Let's take a look and listen.
I hereby sentence you to serve 125 years in the custody of the Commissioner of the Department.
Okay, I have no idea.
Not just with him. What's on, everyone? Jeremy here from the quartering, and a lot to update you on in terms of the Karmelo Anthony case, including some possible fraud. Not just with his GoFundMe or his Give, Send, Go, but the judge.
Fraud? Okay.
Some new paperwork has leaked to show that he told the judge that they're broke, except they have $700,000. It's very curious. Also, a tribute video released by Austin Metcalf's sister, ex-girlfriend, and Austin's dad has reacted to the update. So lots to talk about today. Thanks for always leaving a like on the video and sharing these out. There's very few people covering this. So let's get into the story. Huge shout out to everyone who pre-ordered our legendary pack.
Oh, sorry about that.
An honor to him. Ever. So first I want to share this. A beautiful tribute to Austin Metcalf's life. Austin's girlfriend Tatum posted a sweet video in honor to him. Quote, "I would give anything for one more goodnight memo from you. Hear his voice, see his face, say his name. My love for you will always remain. Austin Matthew Metcalf." And she posted this.
Good night, Tatum. Sleep well. See you tomorrow.
Good night, Tate. Sleep good. See you sometime soon. All right. Good night. Good night. Hey, I'm like exhausted, so I'm just gonna.
I don't know if I can play with the music.
Yeah, that's a little bit weird, but whatever.
Just a montage of them hanging out and dancing and, you know, sports and, you know, all this kind of stuff. And again, it sucks, obviously. Everything about this sucks. Now, yesterday, or 2 days ago...
Here's the confusing thing, guys. Here's the confusing thing. According to Give, Send, Go, and by the way, guys, I actually reported this yesterday. I reported this yesterday after the indictment came down. And I'm not a reporter, but I saw this yesterday. I showed you guys this yesterday. After Karmelo Anthony, or sometime between the last time I looked and yesterday, you guys can see that they have raised the goal to nearly $1.4 million, right? I figured they just did it because they were getting close to their original second goal of $600,000. So I figured, all right. So I figured they were like, okay, well, we're almost to 600,000. People are going to start giving a little bit more. Let's continue to raise it. I don't think this is going to go over too well with the so-called black community, guys. I don't think this is going to go over too well with the so-called black community. Like, listen, it's one thing to support. It's one thing to support and do our baby and this and that and the third. But this is getting to the point. To where they're actively asking now for more money. It's a little bit weird.
Karmelo Anthony was formally indicted, meaning he is now facing up to life in prison. Or 99 years or life in prison. They did not reduce his charges. Now, the father has spoken out. Father of slain teen Austin Metcalf has broken his silence on his son's alleged, of basically Karmelo Anthony's indictment to share a heartbreaking statement. Karmelo Anthony, the teen who admitted to taking Austin Metcalf's life, was indicted on first-degree charge on Tuesday. We all know that. Austin passed away in his brother's arms. after the then
Yeah, we know the
17-year-old
story.
Anthony attacked him in the bleachers of their school stadium. Of course, Anthony insisted it was self-defense, but we now know that the security footage shows at least no scuffle. Maybe there was some verbal threats or something like that we can't know about until the court case, which again has been delayed to next year. So we're not getting a court case until at least 2026, which is actually absolutely bonkers.
Dude.
That means Carmelo Anthony will stay, out of jail playing video games for a full year.
You see, and again, and I know this is an unpopular opinion with those of us who have a certain stance on the whole Carmelo Anthony, Austin Metcalf thing. I didn't have a problem with the bond reduction from $1 million to $250,000. Me personally, I didn't. And my rationale was that, hey, this kid is probably going to prison. At least that's what I thought at the time. And so I figured, let's not be inhumane here, right? If and this is just the human side of me coming out. I understand if you disagree, I'm not going to chastise you. I'm not going to say that you're wrong. But as far as I'm concerned, and I know it's easy for me to say I'm not Jeff Metcalf. I'm just and I told Jerome the other day, I don't give a shit about Austin Metcalf. I don't care about him. I didn't know him. I'm not going to sit here and pretend to care about his life. I didn't know the kid. I care about justice. Right? I care about people getting away with murder. I didn't care about Nicole Brown. I didn't care about Ronald Goldman. I didn't care about Austin Metcalf. I just didn't. I care about justice. And this is just the human side of me, right? But reducing the bond from $1 million to $250K, in my mind, I was like, hey, look, if this kid is going to prison, it wouldn't be the worst thing in the world for him to spend his next, year and change before he has to go away with his family. I know, guys, I know. A lot of people are going to say he doesn't deserve it and this and that and the other. You're not going to get an argument from me. But me personally, hey, if the kid is going to be in prison and passed around like a bleep at a bleep doll, the least we can do is allow him to spend his last few months of freedom with his family. That's the way I see it.
Before ever asked to even stand trial for what he did, allegedly. Tuesday, he was formally charged. In his statement to Daily Mail after the indictment was handed down, Austin's father said, quote, I fully believe that justice will be served for Austin Metcalf. I look forward to the forthcoming trial, but it will never bring my son back. Frisco, Texas police have said that the incident stemmed from Metcalf asking Anthony to leave his team tent since he didn't go to the same school. The indictment comes weeks after the local district attorney presenting evidence to the grand jury, asking jurors to uphold the first-degree charge local cops originally brought against him.
Okay.
With that indictment, the case now moves formally into the court system. We know that this case has struck a deep nerve here in Collin County and beyond. Collin County District Attorney Greg Willis said in a press release Tuesday. Now, we all know about that. But how about some more, Sarah Fields is doing excellent work.
Yeah. Shout out to Sarah Fields. Sarah Fields is probably... She's probably the one voice on Twitter you can probably trust in terms of just reporting the raw facts as developments make their way to the public. I would definitely give her a follow.
Researching this, and she brought up...
Yeah, Luke Perry says the Anthony family is a matriarchy. Absolutely. Phoenix Light Game says, yeah, I think they're going to keep asking for money, Donovan. I don't think they're going to stop because I think from their perspective, they believe they're owed this. Look at this from the reparations perspective. You're right. The problem is it's not white people giving them the money. It's black people.
Some new paperwork. Breaking news. Carmelo Anthony submitted an indigent packet to the
indigent. Whoa. What do you mean you're indigent? What do you mean you're indigent? You've got $500,000 in the bank.
County court requesting a court
By the way, indigent means that you're too broke to afford a lawyer. That's just the fancy word for it.
Appointed legal representation as an indigent, financially destitute defendant. Now, interesting. Isn't that interesting? And here's another thing that's weird about it.
And again, how can they be indigent? And look, I know that there were stories that they went and bought $1 million home and a mansion and an Escalade and all that good stuff. Listen, that hasn't been confirmed. I don't care about that. However, I would like to know where they're getting all of this money to just be able to up and move. Like, who's paying their travel expenses? Who's paying their travel expenses? Where are they? If they're indigent, how could they afford to up and, I guess, temporarily move to Louisiana? Number one. Number two, Bad Rastas has spent all that money recklessly. I don't know how they were able to spend the money. Listen, and this is actually a question I have for you. It shows here, let me pull this up. It shows here on the Give, Send, Go that the amount raised is $539,000. Okay? Does that mean, because it still shows $539,380. I just need somebody to tell me, does that mean that does this reflect what they've taken out already? Because it shows that it's been raised. How do we know if they've withdrawn any of this money? Because it certainly isn't showing us here. It's showing us that of their $1.39 million goal, they're about 38% of the way there. So I don't know. That's I'd like to know what that is. I'd like to know the details. Let's continue.
He submitted that.
Somebody let me know.
Now, you might have thought, hey, he submitted that before they did the GoFundMe, right? They did that before they did the GoFundMe. Wrong. They did it yesterday.
Yep.
Just 24 hours ago, the Anthony family updated their Give, Send, Go campaign to reflect a need to raise an additional $1.4 million for a legal team. Karmelo.
Again, guys, I reported this yesterday because I was just, and I didn't say, well, let me go and see. No, I was just going to pull up the Give, Send, Go, and I noticed right then and there, and I'll actually pull up the tweet. Hold on, I'll pull up the tweet just so that you guys know, because I tweeted this out early yesterday. I tweeted this out early. I can't find the tweet. I'll find it, but I tweeted it out early yesterday. I was like, hey, I think it's kind of funny that now that he's been indicted, they've raised the goal to $1.4 million.
Anthony's mother, Kayla Hayes, who manages the Give, Send, Go, stated on April 17th, 2 months ago, that they had just gained access to the funds. At that time, they had already raised $350,000.
Wait, say what? Uh-oh. Oh, boy.
Kayla Hayes, who manages the Give, Send, Go, stated on April 17th, 2 months ago, that they had just gained access to the funds.
April 17th, so April 17th to May 17th is 1 month. To June 17th is 2 months. So I would say 8 weeks? So they've had access to this money for 8 weeks?
At that time, they had already raised $350,000. The fundraiser has now reached $538,000.
Oh, boy.
According to a source, their current known attorney, Mike Howard, is more than likely charging a retainer fee of $10,000 to $30,000, which is not uncommon.
No.
And charges $400 to $500 an hour.
Yeah, that is typical. Anytime I had to go to court, trial, criminal court, defend felonies, my attorney charged me a standard $25,000 retainer fee. That's just, and then of course, they put that in escrow, and then I think my attorney charged $650 an hour, which is a little higher than most criminal defense attorneys, but I'm a free man today, so it was clearly worth it.
That's not uncommon. Where'd the money go? Why do they need $1.4 million? Will they be granted indigence and be appointed an attorney with a Give, Send, Go of $1.4 million? Is this considered fraud? Now, I'm not a lawyer, but here we have that you can see on this form, the date is 6.
Yeah, listen, that's a good question. But now comes the question, okay, so you tell the court that you're indigent. You can't afford you can't afford an attorney, right? Does it count when it's a donation? Because it sounds to me like if it's a donation, then I guess it doesn't count. You can tell the judge, I'm indigent. They can look at your bank records and say, okay, these people don't have any money. Oh, but Your Honor, they got donations. Is the law, well, look, I mean, donations don't really count towards a person's income. So by law, they really are indigent. And remember, Karmelo Anthony's dad had to leave his job. He had to leave his job because his job and location, all that was doxxed. And that was the wrong thing to do. They shouldn't have done that. But he left his job. So, yeah, if he's not working and Kayla was a quote-unquote stay-at-home mom, then I guess by law they're indigent? I don't know.
25/25. That was yesterday. Letter of representation You see evident TFDA indigent package, attorney appointment eligible. So is the family going to keep the money? Is the family going to keep the money and just take the court-appointed lawyer for free?
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh no. Oh no, 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 no. Oh no. Oh no, 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 no. No. There's no way they can do that. They can't claim indigence and then get a court-appointed attorney. Number one, I thought they had already hired Mike Howard. Number two, if they haven't hired him yet and they've already had access to 350 of the $500,000 that have been raised, why on God's green earth would you allow your son to be represented by a court-appointed attorney? That's almost as bad as Mike Tyson hiring a tax attorney to defend him in his 1992 rape charge and subsequent conviction. That's one of the many reasons Mike Tyson got railroaded, is because he didn't have a proper criminal defense attorney. He was a tax lawyer. Nobody was surprised when he was convicted because he was being represented by a tax lawyer. So you mean to tell me, after raising over $500,000, almost $600,000, you're going to allow your kid, your child, your baby to be represented by someone who will almost assuredly escort them to Texas State Prison? Oh my God. Oh my God.
That seems awfully fraudulent.
Yeah.
No, I don't know that's what they're going to do. I can't know that's what they're going to do. But it seems to me like the court would want to know about this. The court would want to know that they have at least, as of right now, received $538,898. I bet you it's gone up since I pre-did this. It's now $539,000. They told the court that they're broke, but they raised $539,000, which is way more than they're going to need to defend this case. It's also on top of living in a wealthy, multi-million-dollar mansion, which, yes, people say they rented, but the rent in a place like that's
renting a place like that is not cheap.
$4,000 to $5,000 a month. I would venture.
Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh my God! I literally almost just threw up in my mouth. $4,000 to $5,000 in rent? Guys, I can listen. I can understand paying a $4,000 or $5,000 mortgage. I get it. But paying $4,000 to $5,000 a month in rent? Well, I don't know. In today's economic climate, I suppose it really depends upon what your goals are. I mean, if you have the deed, obviously it is what it is. But dude, that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money to just be, I don't want to say throwing away, but god damn.
They had enough money that the mom could be a stay-at-home mom, and the dad was the sole breadwinner. So he was making big money.
Jesus.
It's very curious. And then you see, on the indigent package, here's the mom on the 17th saying they had already received $300,000.
We were just notified yesterday that we could begin to withdraw funds. And it still takes several days to receive those funds once a request is made.
I've confirmed that they got the money.
Oh, okay.
So they already have that $300,000. Presumably, they have the next $250,000. So, did they blow $500,000 in 3 months? What did they spend it on?
Yeah, Phoenix Light Games very accurately points out in so many words, his last few comments have basically said, yeah, it wouldn't be surprising if the Anthony family has burned through that $500,000+ because, well, the Anthony family is a matriarchy. And as we all know, anytime there is a matriarchy, the spawn, the progeny, the children of said people end up pulling out knives and stabbing people to death. So it shouldn't surprise us that the Anthony family is a matriarchy. The black community is a matriarchy. They commit the vast majority of the violent felonies in this country. It should come as no surprise that the son of a family that is run by a woman, it now stands trial for first-degree murder. So nothing out of the ordinary there.
They also said, clarification, the Anthony family updated their Give, Send, Go campaign to reflect the need to raise additional money,
$1 million,
bringing the goal to $1.4 million for a, quote, legal team.
I'm gonna tell you what, man. Look, man. Look. We know niggas are racist, y'all. We know niggas is racist as hell. But they ain't that goddamn racist. Oh, no. What this reeks of, guys, and I know this probably might not have anything to do with this, but this kind of has a minister feel to it. You guys ever been to a black church? You ever been to a black church? Every 10 minutes, they're passing around the collection plate. Every 10 minutes, they're passing around the collection plate. The building fund, quote unquote. Sister Williams had to have a kidney transplant. Brother Thomas has to be on dialysis. It's always something. It's always something. And of course, we know corruption and affairs are rampant in, well, not just black churches, but all churches. But that's kind of what this looks like. It looks like the Anthony family are exploiting their son. They're exploiting their son.
Now, people are asking Give, Send, Go to take away their fundraiser plan. I don't.
Nah. No. No. I disagree. I don't think that. Listen, man, guys. Look. This is a free country. Okay, this is a free country. How can I put this? If niggas fall for this scam, who are we to stop them? Who are we to stop niggas from falling for this scam? Right? Like, this is like the Anthony family is now scamming the black community, which again should come as no surprise. But but what we have to understand, guys, is that if people want to donate, if people want to give, they're going to find a way to give. I don't think we should stop the Give, Send, Go. I don't think we should do it. This is a free country. I didn't disagree with people donating to Shiloh Hendricks. I don't disagree with people donating to Karmelo Anthony. If you're donating to Karmelo Anthony because you're racist against white people, this is America. You can do anything that's legal for whatever reason you choose. It's not illegal to be a racist. It's not illegal. It's almost so when we have to shut down the Give, Send, Go campaign. No, I don't think so. Because it's clear to me that despite all of the money, despite the hundreds of thousands of dollars that the Anthony family has raised on this platform, it appears it's not really making much of a difference except for upgrading their lifestyle. The indictment still came down. They still have their lawyer, at least for now, right? And their kid just got indicted. At this point, okay, so let's just say they raise another $1.4 million. That's not going to make no difference. That's not going to make a difference. You can't hire Johnny Cochran. He's been 6 feet under for years. You can't hire a better, it is what it is. It is what it is. Dude, let niggas keep donating to this scam. Let them. Seriously. Donate all. Dude, I do not have a problem with this. Don't have a problem at all, man. Keep giving this family money. If niggas are dumb enough to fall for this scam, let them fall for it. Because it's not going to make a difference one way or the other. See, niggas think that they can spend their way to an acquittal. But $1.4 million is not enough money to secure an acquittal. I'm sorry, it's not. You don't believe me? Go ask OJ. He's 6 feet under too, but yeah, it takes a lot more than $1.4 million to swing the odds to the point to where you can reasonably bet on an acquittal. Nah, man, you need a lot more than $1.4 million, which tells me that most of this money is not going to the legal fees.
Don't think Give, Send, Go is going to do that. I think the person they've defrauded is actually the court, not necessarily the people donating the money. However, the people that donating the money, are they Are they not? To me, are they keeping that money?
Yeah, Dane Rouge says, Donovan, you knew that they'd exploit the situation and mostly leave their son. Yeah, I called that. I called that right after the press conference.
So are they keeping? So they've got $539,000. So they're getting several $1,000s a day still put in. Because this screenshot was yesterday at 536, and now it's at 539. So they're
let's see. Let's see where it's at now. So it's at 539. Let's see where it's at now. Hang on. 539,380. Let me hit the refresh button. Yeah, it's at 539,380. It's at 539,380.
Using thousands of dollars a day still. I mean, some of the comments. Jacob Wells, care to comment? This is from Give Send Go. Again, I don't know that Give Send Go is at fault here. I would say
no. Give Send Go is not at fault. Give Send Go is simply the platform.
The Karmelo.
See, guys, what you have to understand is people who are demanding that the Give Send Go be taken down. That is akin to censorship. That is akin to censorship. That is akin to censorship. We don't like this cause, so we want them deplatformed. No. Carmelo Anthony and his family have every right to try to acquire resources to help their situation. whether it's their lifestyle or the court. Or the court costs. I don't think we should take down the Give Send Go, and I don't think we should be, raking Jacob Wells over the coals. Because Jacob Wells is making money hand over fist as well. He ain't tripping.
Oh, Anthony family is. Oh, and Schroyer saying, wow. Not the B saying, if people are dumb enough to donate to this fund, let them. Mm-hmm. Where's the money? They should be denied.
There you go.
And the car and the house. I mean, very, very.
I don't care about the car and the house, y'all. I really don't.
Very.
What I care about is justice. I don't give a fuck. Look, I know a lot of people are rightfully up in arms about the fact that the Anthony family is now living a little bit more lavishly than they did before their son stabbed Austin Metcalf to death. But guys, this is what niggas do. Y'all, this is what niggas do. Niggas always talk about reparations. Reparations would be the worst thing to happen to niggas. Be the worst thing. They'd blow all the money inside of a week. Niggas don't know how to, dude, niggas blow money. They don't know how to spend money. They have no idea how money works. They get it, they spend it. That appears to be what's happening here with the Anthony family. Let them do it. King Life with the $2 super chat says the money is to pay actors to act as witnesses. You might be right. Ooh, you might be right. You might be right.
Very odd. These are, I mean, why would they, is maybe a lawyer will tell me in the comments, like, hey, this is normal, even if you have the money. By the way, Austin Metcalf's dad, Jeff Metcalf, also posted to Facebook, indicted first degree, justice for Austin.
There you go.
There's,
I still can't believe there's actually a justice for Karmelo hashtag. It's funny when niggas talk about we want justice for Karmelo. No, what you mean is you want an acquittal for Karmelo. Niggas aren't interested in justice. They want him to get away with this murder. That's what it is.
There's also been a memorial made for Austin, it looks like. It says, I am pleased that we're moving forward with the first degree charge. I fully believe that justice will be served. I look forward to the forthcoming trial, but never bring my son back. I obviously think there's something fishy going on here. They have nearly $600,000, and yet they told the court, again, yesterday.
Yeah, something's not right about that. How could you... And listen, I'm not a lawyer, so I don't know if this rises to fraud, but dude, if you're in possession of $500,000, you can't be telling the court that you're indigent. My guess is that the Anthony family probably consulted with their lawyer, and that's the only way, guys, that's the only scenario that I could see them thinking this is okay. Their lawyer could have told them, hey guys, you are indigent. You did not make this money. This money was donated to you, okay? Donations are tax deductible, and a lot of times donations are not taxed. So if it's not a taxable income, then it might not... If it's not a taxable income, then, and I'm just spitballing here. That's the only way I can see this being not fraud, is if the court says, well, yeah, they do have $500,000, but it's not money that they made. It's money that was donated to them.
They told the court yesterday that they're broke.
No, they didn't say that they were broke. They said that they were indigent. And I think that's probably where and how they're getting away with it. Saying that you're indigent and saying that you're broke are two different things. Loaded Lux Gaming says, what's indigent? Indigent means that you can't afford to hire a lawyer. So, I assume that, let's just say you are charged with a crime. And you know what cops say, hey, you have a right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. You have a right to an attorney. If you cannot afford one will be appointed to you. Well, the one that is appointed to you is, I assume you have to probably fill out a form to maybe prove your indigence. Okay, how much do you make? Blah, 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 blah. They're like, okay, we'll give you a lawyer. That's what indigence means.
That does not seem right. I mean, I hope that this gets to the courthouse. Because it seems like, here, Karmelo Anthony blew through $540K and now they're asking for another $1 million.
Oh, yeah, that is, look, as disturbing as that is, I say let him keep asking. I say let him keep asking, man, because at some point niggas gonna be like, okay, wait a minute now. Wait a minute. We done gave y'all $500,000. The trial ain't even started yet. Y'all out here driving better. Y'all out here living in bigger houses. Y'all out here hiring security. Got all kinds of, you guys are out here buying cars, whatever the case may be. Whether that's true or not, we don't know, but come on now. We gave y'all 500 large. What y'all need another $1 million for? Where is this money going? At some point, niggas gonna start asking these questions.
I don't know.
Because niggas are a lot of things. Rich ain't one of them.
I don't know why they're, again, there's this original video of him being known for fighting.
One girl that we spoke with knew Anthony pretty well, that she says, and told us this.
I'm in shock because it's like, I wouldn't expect that from him. I only know him fighting and stuff, but to take someone's life is just like...
So he was known for fighting. That's something that they haven't told you about.
Yeah, I've heard that too. That's, look, guys, I'm not going to be, listen, I'm not going to pile on, okay? Karmelo Anthony could have been let's just say for the sake of argument, that Karmelo Anthony was the model student who never got in trouble, had straight A's, had a full ride to pick an Ivy League school, blah, 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 blah. That makes positively zero difference in his innocence or his guilt. No difference. Absolutely no difference at all. I'm not going to be the guy that says, well, he was known for fighting, so this was... No. That has nothing to do with it. I'm not trying to pile on to make him look worse. I don't have to point out those kinds of details to make Karmelo Anthony look worse. I don't. He stabbed Austin Metcalf to death. That's bad enough. Who cares if he was getting into fights? I don't care about none of that stuff. Because I'm not going to do what niggas do. See, what niggas like to do, they like to say, well, he was the captain of the football team. As if to imply that him being the captain of the football team means he's not guilty. He was a 3.7 honor student. Even if that were true, and it's not, that still has no bearing on the fact that he stabbed Austin Metcalf to death. He was a model citizen. He never got in trouble. Until now. There is video of the incident. Karmelo Anthony admitted to it, and there were witnesses. We don't need character witnesses. This ain't about what he did before. No. I don't care how good or bad a person he was. If you stab someone to death, you belong in prison. Period, point blank. I don't care if he was I think Karmelo Anthony was I don't think he was a bad kid. I don't think he was a problem child, but that doesn't matter. Whether or not he brought a knife to campus or not. Whether or not the inch was more than 5.5 inches or under 5.5 inches. Whether or not it's legal to carry a pocket knife none of that matters. This man was charged with first-degree murder. None of that matters. It doesn't matter. Just because he was a good guy doesn't mean he's not guilty. Just because he was a bad guy doesn't mean he's not guilty. It's the same thing. So miss me with all of these character, well, he was known for fighting or he was an honor student. None of that matters. None of that matters. What matters is what was on the videotape, is what was on the closed circuit television. What matters is that he stabbed Austin Metcalf to death. That's what matters.
This is very, very odd. Did they blow through the $500,000? I don't know.
Oh my God, I hope not.
They were living in a $900,000 house. We now know they were renting. They did have this car, but we all know he worked at a car dealership, though that doesn't necessarily...
Whoa, wait a minute. Let me look at that car. Hold up now.
They did...
Damn. Yeah, that's a real nice house. Yeah, that's a real nice house. Damn.
Have this car, but we all know he worked at a car dealership, though that doesn't necessarily mean that they owned it. He could have been a loaner, could have been a perk of working there.
And again, I don't care. I don't care about the car. I don't care about the house, guys. That stuff is a non-factor to me. I don't care about that.
You know, it seems fraudulent. I understand why people would think this is fraudulent. So we're going to have to wait and see if there's any backlash to this from the court or from Give, Send, Go. A lot of people are calling it fraud. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Don't forget to get your Coffee Brand coffee.
All right, guys. So look, man, this is a very, very weird situation. Okay, I'm not a lawyer, so I'm not, I don't know if this is fraud or not. It sounds like this could certainly have elements of fraud. You guys have to understand there's a difference. You guys have to understand that claiming that you're indigent in this particular case does not necessarily mean you're saying you're broke. Okay? He says they're telling the court they're broke. No, they told the court they were indigent. Which means, the only thing I can think of as to why this isn't fraud, or if they won't be prosecuted for fraud, is if by some law, federal, state, national, internet, whatever the case may be, money given to you doesn't have to be reported when you are applying for indigent status with the court. I could be wrong, but that's the only scenario I can think of. That's the only scenario I can think of that would make the Anthony family think that it's okay to tell the court we're indigent. Boy, this story keeps getting worse and worse, man. Stay tuned.